Standing behind me is the Gwynland Dictionary picture of family embarrassment, otherwise known as Pelagius Septim III. But most remember him as Pelagius the Mad, and by Azure is he one of my favorite emperors to talk about. Pelagius served briefly as Jarl of Solitude before taking the Ruby Throne after the death of his old-ass father Magnus Septim. And since his nickname kinda gives away what his rule was like, I'm just going to highlight my favorite moments from his reign, as these are already ridiculous enough to not need any of my sarcasm. So, let me just, okay, yep, here we go. He once kept princes and princesses from Sylvanar as hostages in his room until they agreed to slip him an unsigned declaration of war under his door. During his coronation as emperor, he fainted the moment they placed the crown on his head. He would have frequent shifts in his body weight, from a man of many waistbands to, "By the three, get that man a sandwich now!" He once shat on the floor in front of his servants just to give them something to do, and, there are no sources that tell whether or not he wiped, so I'm just gonna assume he didn't. When a diplomat from Blackmarsh was visiting the Imperial City, Pelagius tried to communicate with them through grunts and squeaks. Oh, but, here's my personal favorite, and I was saving this for last. Before his regency as emperor, before the whole big head honcho of Tamriel thing, during his reign as Jarl of Solitude, while giving a speech at a public festival, he proceeded to rip off all of his clothes in front of his subjects and continued to give said speech. Fully naked, Nordic banana just swinging in the breeze. But to wrap this up, by the end of his reign, he had been locked away in an asylum while his wife, a Dunmer I might add, #GoGray, was calling all the shots and ruling the empire while Pelagius was, I don't know, doing whatever crazy people do in their cells. Slowly dying of neglect and poor care if I had to guess. Which he did do eventually at the wee tender age of 34. R.I.P. King. So, in honor of the Septim of all time, I will now give the same speech as Pelagius III to the good passerbys of Solitude while slowly removing my clothes.
Well, looks like this crime gets you tossed into solitude. No, seriously though, it's solitary confinement for you. We have a real thirst trap problem here in the city.
But it was a tribute!